So we're going to place our cream caramels in the oven. Our temperature should be sitting at around 140 to 150. If you've got the time, a slightly lower temperature around 140 will give you a longer bake, but gives you more room for error so you don't over-bake them. They'll bake really nicely. But otherwise 150 is okay. Our top and bottom element, which are bottom and top element here. So we have the bottom. We're going to put them all about around 1 to 2 o'clock, between medium, high. Same for the top element here. It will take at least 40 minutes to bake, so you should be checking them around the 35-40 minutes. Depending on the temperature of your water in your water bath, your mixture in your dariole moulds, and how accurate your oven is, that of course will vary, but you need to keep it in the back of your mind, these are baking in the oven. So we're going to set ourselves a reminder timer at 35 minutes, and we just press the start button and that little light comes on there. We open up our oven, gently placing our cream caramels, remembering that there's water inside this bath, so keep them nice and level and with a steady hand so you don't tip any mixture out or any water in. Make sure it's clear of the sides of the oven. Press the start button to rotate. Close your oven door, and lastly, make sure your damper is closed. And that's it. We can keep an eye on that as we go. So we've been baking our cream caramels gently in the oven, and I've taken these out. Peel back the foil. Be careful, there might be some steam. To check them, we jiggle them like so. Tap your finger in the water and then press on the top surface. That stops you from leaving a fingerprint in your cream caramel, and it should be like jelly. This is actually a cold dessert, not a hot dessert, so it needs to be turned out. If you try and turn them out hot, they will just fall apart. So a good part of planning for a cream caramel is that we make them at least a couple of hours in advance. It's actually better if you make them 24 hours in advance, because then it gives the caramel at the bottom of the dariole mould the best amount of time to break down and create that sauce. So what we need to do now with these, but they're all set, is place them on a tray and place them in the fridge. So we have our cream caramels that we've had in the fridge, so they're nice and firm. And we're going to turn them out onto a plate and just decorate a couple. Take a nice clean plate, take your cream caramel. Now have a look here. You put your finger and you press away from the edge, creating an air pocket. You turn it over, you give it a good shake, give it a bit of a shake, come on, there we go, and out onto the plate like so. Sauce on glaze. I also have over the back some sugar, which I'm just keeping an eye on. I'm just going to run a little bit of sauce on glaze around the outside of the plate like so. Clear caramel sauce from earlier on, so we can run that over the top like so, and then we can just fill out within our cream caramel. So we're going to make a nice fine sugar decoration, nice fine threads of sugar. So we've added some glucose to our sugar, about 20%, so I've got about 400 grams of sugar, 100 grams of glucose. Helps to spin it nicely so it makes a nice thin thread. See how it runs down nicely? That's exactly what we need. So we take our running sugar and we go backwards and forwards with a flick of the wrist, and very quickly you can see you have to get a nice flick of the wrist. So I don't really move much more than that. Make sure you don't stand behind it unless you really want to wear hot sugar. It's still hot enough to burn you. And also make sure that when there are other people around nearby, that you give them advance warning that you're going to do this. You could actually injure someone. Cut off our end pieces. Take our main piece, arrange it into a nice sheet like this, and then again we might wrap this one around the outside of the cream caramel, so we'll make it a little bit bigger. So we'll just pop him around there like that. So we've got our two types, and I just have a little bit of fruit. On one I'm going to put some nice pieces of cooked fig, that will do. And on the other, I've got some nice seasonal berries. Just make sure you keep the edge of the plate clean. And that's your cream caramel. Easy, yeah. Thank you very much. Swim, good luck.